It was raining again. Funny how the weather always seemed to match the rhythm of my life. Always cloudy, but in a beautiful way, as if the sky somehow understood me. I was standing in the middle of the street, holding a small bouquet of flowers, when I saw him on the other side, with a yellow umbrella glowing like a misplaced piece of sunlight. We stood there, staring at each other for a few seconds that lasted too long. The city kept moving, cars passing, lights reflecting on the wet pavement. But for me, only that moment existed. He walked closer, wearing that calm smile I pretended not to have memorized. I don't think I ever told him, but I've always been afraid of the rain. Not of the water itself, but of the loneliness it brings. Yet that night, the sound of raindrops mixed with the distant hum of traffic felt almost comforting. He tilted the umbrella slightly toward me, covering my side too, and the world seemed to go quiet. We spent the evening walking without a destination. We talked about old films, about the sound the wind makes in narrow streets, about how city lights change color when wet. He said everything had music, even silence. I laughed, but I believed him. That week, it rained every day, and every day we met, sometimes by accident, sometimes because I pretended to forget my notebook at the cafe just to have a reason to go back. The cafe became our shelter, that little corner place where the smell of roasted coffee beans mixed with our laughter. There was something different about him. He listened with his whole body, as if every word I said was part of a melody he was composing in his head. I told him about my scripts, my insecurities, my fear of failing again. He just smiled and said that everything real is born from a beautiful flaw, and I, who had always written about distant loves, found myself living one that existed in the smallest moments, in the steam of a coffee cup, in the accidental brush of hands while passing the sugar, in conversations that always ended too soon. But like every good story, ours began to change tone. It was subtle at first. The silence that once felt safe started to feel heavy. He spent more time at the studio, lost in projects that no longer had space for me. I tried to understand, but part of me got lost in the pauses between his words. One day, we went back to the same cafe. The rain was pouring hard outside. The tables were nearly empty, and the sound of water against the window was the only thing filling the room. He told me about a new score he was composing, something melancholic, about endings that still hurt, he said. And I realized he wasn't talking about music anymore. There was no fight, no loud tears, just a long, tired look, and the quiet understanding that we were trying to hold on to something that had already slipped through our hands. He walked me to the door. The street was covered in puddles, the reflections of city lights painting shapes I knew I'd never forget. He opened the umbrella and looked at me as if saying goodbye in slow motion. He said some melodies only make sense for a while, and that doesn't make them any less beautiful. I wanted to tell him I'd love him even when the music stopped, but the words got stuck in my throat. I just smiled, the kind of smile that hurts more than crying. I walked alone through the wet streets, with the flowers still in my hands and the rain falling over me. For the first time, I wasn't afraid of it, because deep down, I knew that every love, even when it ends, leaves a song playing softly inside us. And maybe, one day, I'd write about him,